Ukraine has launched a large-scale drone assault on Russia's vital oil infrastructure, striking deep inside its territory. Reports from Budapest accuse Ukraine of targeting the Druzhba oil pipeline in the Bryansk region, one of Moscow's most valuable energy assets. In just a single night, Putin's strongest card collapsed. Refineries in Belarus went silent, Hungary's energy exemptions fell apart, and Slovakia's oil supply was shaken. Emergency meetings were called in the Kremlin as Putin faced pressure from his allies. It all began on the night of August 13, when Ukrainian drones coordinated with military intelligence hit the Uneka pumping station in Bryansk. This was no ordinary target, it controlled the north-to-south flow of oil to Europe. Within minutes, flames lit up the night sky. Satellite images captured massive fires, with at least 2 pump units destroyed. Only 5 days later, on August 18, Ukraine struck again, this time hitting the Nikolaia station in the Tambov region. The precision strike brought oil supplies to Hungary and Slovakia to a complete halt. These attacks proved something crucial. The new weapon of war is no longer massive bombers or expensive missiles, but small, low-flying kamikaze drones. Cheap to build, nearly invisible to radar, and devastating against fixed targets like pumping stations. Combined with HIMARS rockets, they create a nightmare scenario for Russia's energy network. The Druzhba pipeline is not just steel and oil. It is a 9,000-kilometer artery built in the Soviet era to make Europe dependent on Moscow. Today, its southern branch is the lifeline of Hungary and Slovakia. Their industries, electricity, and transport all rely on it. For years, the Kremlin used this pipeline as leverage over Brussels, sending the message, "I can turn off your lights whenever I want." But Ukraine has shattered that illusion. A single drone strike can paralyze Central Europe's energy system. Refineries shut down, factories grind to a halt, and prices skyrocket. More importantly, Moscow's so-called untouchable energy weapon is now exposed as fragile and vulnerable. The economic equation is striking. Ukraine spends hundreds of thousands on drones, while Russia loses millions in revenue for every disrupted day. Oil flows stop, storage fills up, contracts collapse, and insurance costs rise. The real damage is not only financial but reputational. Once trust in energy security is lost, it cannot be easily restored. For Belarus, the attack was a political earthquake. Its refineries, already dependent on Russian crude, were left exposed. If supplies stop, the entire economy stalls. For Hungary, panic followed as its refineries scrambled for alternatives. Prime Minister Orban, long considered Moscow's closest ally in Europe, suddenly found his energy security crumbling. Inside Russia, tensions are rising between energy companies, security services, and the Kremlin. Engineers demand spare parts and air defenses, while the FSB pushes for stronger protection. But resources are limited. Every ruble spent defending pipelines is a ruble not spent on the front lines. The reality is clear: these pipelines cannot be moved, hidden, or fully defended. Every strike reignites the crisis. Ukraine's drone attacks may have lasted only days, but their message will last for years. Russia's energy lifeline is no longer reliable. The backbone of Putin's war budget, once thought unshakable, now hangs by a thread. For Moscow's allies, the warning is brutal. Belarus could collapse overnight. Hungary could fall into energy chaos within days. And for the Kremlin itself, every pipeline fire means another crack in the foundation of its power. The conclusion is simple: you can repair pipes, but you cannot repair lost trust. Ukraine has proven that the taps can be turned off in a single night, and once that happens, the cost of war rises every day.